Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our first active USA. Here is a breaking news. Reports that the United States has prevailed on the United Arab Emirates to stop China from secretly constructing a military facility at an Abu Dhabi port should not come as a surprise. China's growing interest in acquiring foreign military bases has been reported for more than a decade. Beijing opened its first foreign military base in Djibouti in the Horn of Africa in 2017. It is said to be building its second foreign military base at Ream, Cambodia. Washington, however, has not been successful in getting Cambodia to stop its development. As the world's second largest economy, a great trading power with a rapidly growing navy, and a massive geopolitical ambition, China is bound to get sooner than later a permanent naval presence in the Indian Ocean that will profoundly alter India's security environment. The recent US annual report on Chinese military power cites several countries that are being targeted by the People's Liberation Army for military bases, while Myanmar, Thailand, and Sri Lanka are candidates from the Bay of Bengal. There are many places to the west of India, including Namibia, Tanzania, and UAE. Pakistan is, of course, in a category of its own with long standing and deep political and military ties to China. Pakistan is likely to emerge as the most important vehicle for Chinese naval power projection in the Indian Ocean, with significant implications for India's military planning. In the first, Communist China claimed that it was quite different from the West and had no interest in projecting power to distant seas or foreign military bases. China also actively campaigned against foreign military presence in Asia as a defensive power in the second half of the 20th century. Chinese priority was to fend off external threats to its sovereignty and consolidate its communist revolution. China's attitudes to its own foreign military presence began to change as it rose rapidly to become a great power in the 21st century. That led to a systematic debate within the Chinese security establishment. The first step was to recognize that China had interests beyond its borders. In a series of reports through the 2000s, Beijing affirmed that its large globalized economy and growing reliance on foreign markets and resources have created interests far from China's border. Once that proposition was established, Beijing began to debate a new question at the turn of 2000s: should China acquire foreign military bases to secure its regional and global interests? The debate was quickly clinched in favor of securing bases. China went about cautiously in establishing foreign bases. For one, Beijing knows the term military base is politically loaded and is carefully to avoid using it. It's understood that the military imperative for bases so necessary for power projection must be balanced against the inevitable politics of nationalist resentment in the host countries. China's focus, therefore, was on building dual use facilities rather than explicit military bases on foreign soil. Djibouti has been an exception to this trend and welcomes foreign bases on its soil. Lacking any resources, Djibouti is simply leveraging its strategic location in the Horn of Africa. China's dual use approach to gaining strategic access on distant shores benefited immensely from its expensive foreign port construction in the last 2 decades and the more recent Belt and Road Initiative to build infrastructure across the Indo Pacific in Abu Dhabi. The Chinese contract was to build a civilian facility, but satellite imagery and other intelligence convinced US policymakers about Chinese secret construction of a military facility. That is when the US formally took up the issue with the government in the UAE, which is one of its major military partners in the Gulf. The picture is not different in the subcontinent, where China's focus has been on developing structures that are formally civilian but amendable to PLS future use. Strategic location, of course, is one of the prime consideration for bases, but location does not automatically translate into military access just because China wants it. A lot depends on the nature of the overall relationship with the target nation. This, in turn, means cultivating special relationship with the political elites as well as strengthening ties with the military establishment in a potential host country. Arms transfer and military diplomacy then became an integral part of China's quest for foreign bases. Even as it seeks military bases and facilities around the Indo-Pacific, China continues to campaign against US military presence in Asia and its strategic partnerships, expanding its own military reach while trying to push America out of its frontier is part of the effort to establish Chinese primacy in Asia and its water. China's approach to the US is like its India strategy, seeking military access to the subcontinent and the Indian Ocean while undercutting Delhi's strategic partnership in the region. That brings us to the similarities between Chinese and Indian positions on foreign military bases in the second half of the 20th century. Delhi, like Beijing, opposed foreign military bases in Asia and the Indian Ocean. But here is the big differences. For China, opposition to foreign bases was rooted in an assessment of the direct security consequences of foreign military bases. Mao Zedong, who founded Communist China, saw the US military presence in Asia in 1950s as part of the American effort to roll back its communist revolution. But Mao was quite happy to live with US military bases in Asia as its relations with Soviet Russia turned sour and ties with America improved by the 1970s. China saw the value of US military presence in containing Soviet social imperialism and little Japanese militarism today, and China's military capabilities improved and its political ambitions rise. Beijing is trying to push America out of Asia once again. If China's rejection of foreign military bases was politically and contextual, India's opposition was firm as an immutable ideological principle. Opposing foreign military bases became an essential part of India's non-aligned foreign policy. In fact, the absence of foreign military bases was long considered as the main criticism for admitting the nation of the non-aligned movement. Even more consequently, independent India began to dismantle the expensive military network it had inherited from the British Raj. Military isolation has become a conscious ideological choice for India through the 20th century. In the 21st century, like Beijing, the security establishment began to note India's growing strategic interests beyond borders. As the inevitability of Chinese naval power projection into the Indian Ocean became clear, Delhi began to recognize the need for military access to strategic location in the Indo-Pacific. But it was hard to win the political class from the old stifles on foreign military bases. As a result, India lost much time in the first decade of 21st century. In the last few years, India has stepped up its military diplomacy. Delhi's efforts to secure access involved negotiating arrangements with friendly states in the Indian Ocean as well as developing deeper strategic partnerships with the US and its regional allies. But Delhi is a long way from matching the speed and intensity of Chinese military diplomacy in its near and extended neighborhood, and the growing gap could present serious problem to India in the not too distant failure. Beyond this effort, Force Active USA.